Turns on my mic. Someday, wait till the budget comes in for that. Ladies and gentlemen, now back to this, officially voiced by microphone. Welcome to our council meeting this February 10th, 2026. The council members are here, except for Councilmember Shelton, who I'm sure is just talking to some people in a hall and will be here very shortly. We'll announce when that takes place. But as we will get this started, we're going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance, and we have Joseph Jankowski, who is going to come up and lead us in this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is, we're going to start this with a couple very special recognitions. And I knew I was going to say that. I even said that to someone in the audience, which jinxed me. But we're going to start with our resolution number 26004. It's a memorandum of understanding for our Ukrainian delegation. And for this and all the proper name designations, I'd like to have, if Josh is even here. We're going to, yeah, I think in, here he comes now. So next on our budget, we're going to get watches for everyone who is supposed to be here on time. And that'll be great. So
Chair,
Josh, if you are good, we can go ahead with this.
They're not in here yet. Can we wait till they get in here?
Okay, then we will move on to our next one, which is a recognition of Trevor Crane. And for this, I'll have the mayor speak to this.
Can we still hold this one after the other one and move? Yeah, because they're kind of
You know what? I thought after last council meeting when I had to do a reissue and fumbled that all over the place, I thought, you know what? My council chair is going well.
Chair?
But now we've made it different. You would like to bring
I
up
would
something?
like to motion that we change the order of our agenda to put council and mayor reports prior to special recognition.
I think that's great, but I should make sure the mayor is ready before I now put anything like that in his way.
I am ready. It looks like your
All right,
council
then
is
we
as
will
well.
move. Audience,
I
welcome
need a
to
second.
your government. But first, we need a second to this. If anyone will second. You know what? I'll second it, so I don't even have to worry about someone else. All in favor of making this change? Aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Good. All right, then we are going to move on to our council reports. And so I will open up to our council if any members of the council would like to make a report. You guys are killing me. All right. You know, I will say, again, just how much I spent some time as we were going, and I know that council members Whitelock and Shelton both spent some time in some areas of West Jordan that we were going to be talking about in our work sessions, which we do for those of you, those of you in attendance, before we have this session, we have a work session for a few hours, which we talk about some of the things that'll be brought up later in our sessions. And they're a chance for us to really get questions so that when we get to this point, a lot of things are ironed out. And I love it when I do that, when I go out to some of the areas that we're going to be talking about. Part of me, I feel bad that I wasn't fully aware of the areas as much. I've driven by them, but to now take them under a different watchful eye of someone who's going to have to be voting on what's going to be going on in this area. And it makes me appreciate just how great and how vast West Jordan is. And I love those times when I do get to go out and really take a real critical eye to what's going to be going on in that area. And imagining what it's going to be. So that's one of the things I'm very grateful about being on this council, is it's made me love my city even more. And when I ran, it was because I love this city, and now I've just got a greater appreciation. Councilmember Jacob.
Thank you. I just want to thank Adam Gardner, who is, I don't know if he's still here, gave us the legislative rundown. I've been participating with the Chamber's Legislative Committee as well as the League Policy Committee, League's Legislative Policy Committee. So there's been neck deep in the legislature this year, even though I'm not working personally on any bills. And Adam did a great job today summarizing the big important ones and what's going on. So just those ones to watch for. That water bill, the water billing bill is big, and then the property tax bills are ones that we're watching very closely. And Adam did a great job running it down, but I just wanted to say that it's been great working with him and helping him along these lines.
I would second that we're very grateful for the work that Adam does, and it is amazing how much those things on the Hill affect our city, and we're grateful that we have people out there watching out and helping. All right, looks like I have no one else coming in for the council report, so we'll move on to Mayor Burton and the mayor's report.
Thank you. I am ready. Okay. Earlier today, I stopped over and climbed up on top of the bridge. It's going over 70th South over to Heartland Elementary School. That's what it looks like right now. That green is all the rebar that will be inside the bridge deck. They plan on pouring that deck on Thursday. And the purpose of the plastic, the visqueen you see on the two sides, is so that when they pour that deck, this concrete won't splash up and get on the bridge and make it look ugly. So it'll be a nice looking bridge. Also, when they do pour that concrete, they don't anticipate any problems, but to be sure, they're going to close the street down so no traffic will go underneath it, because what if something did go wrong? Then that would be a concrete connection, which we don't want to have. So that'll happen probably Thursday, and if everything goes well, if the weather permits. All this weather's been good, and now they're forecasting rain Thursday, so we'll see how that goes. So that's making great progress. We're happy to have that bridge over there for our elementary school kids. Last Saturday was our, oops, I'm not there yet. Yeah, last week was our Ecoverse grand opening, and that is a water purifier device that cleans your water above and beyond the great clean water you already get from West Jordan. So it takes chlorine out that is in that water that makes it safer, and other things as well. And so I had an opportunity to go out there for their ribbon cutting, and they are located over on Airport Road. Their headquarters is in Florida, and this is their Utah Territory branch right here on Airport Road. Also, our First Friday concert happened last Friday, and sadly, I missed it because I had a grandchild get born in California on Wednesday, and I was in California. But they held it anyway, which is what they're supposed to do. So the mayor's gone, and the First Friday concert happened, and you can see we had some good attendance. This is the bingo calling that Jessica's picture is in there, and some others from the council will help and call bingo. So thank you for calling bingo.
It's a lot of pressure to be a bingo caller, I'm not going to lie. People take it very seriously.
That's actually true. Those little numbers and letters you call make a big deal to the people sitting at the tables. Okay, and the small tall ball, that's coming up this week. I hope you have your tickets for it. I'm very excited. I'll be there with some of my other grandchildren. And what's not shown on this here is we are doing our special sensory perceptive, anyway, for those who have concerns about lights flashing or loud noises, we're having a special one earlier just for them, which will be calmer and quieter. I will show up to that, and I'll work real hard on being calm and quiet, but then I'll be ready for the 6:30 part when we get to leash out the lights and the flash. I'm looking forward to that. So there might still be a ticket left. Hurry and check and see if there is. Our craft and Cravings is coming up. That's going to be happening on February 18th over our brand new Canyon View Credit Union Community and Arts Building. And then coming up is our Citizen Readiness Corps emergency class. That happens every Thursday, once a month on Thursday, sorry. That'll be on the 26th from 7 to 9. If you're interested in being safe and healthy, then come out to that. And other things of note, President's Day is on February 16th, which means staff is off that day. And city offices are closed. So we invite you to come and visit with us at another time. And that is my report.
Thank you, Mayor. And I appreciate the audience for letting us move things around a little bit. Glad I really wanted this meeting to go very well. So let's keep this going. We're going to move back to our special recognitions. And now I believe we are ready for resolution number 26004, a memorandum of understanding with our Ukraine delegation. And Josh Chandler, if you would like to come and present this for us.
So I'm going to introduce Josh, if I may. Josh is one that put this
Yes,
all
Mayor, you may.
Oh, thank you. I should have waited for an answer, shouldn't I? Josh put this all together and has been spending lots of time and work on this, and we're very pleased that he's made this happen. And they have been sharing some time with our staff and our crew. They were out at Public Works yesterday and got to see the cool toys that we have, and then they're telling us about the way they do the same things, and we make those connections, those correlations. Now, it's really good that they came out here because I like to visit with other mayors and other cities, and I do that on my bicycle, but me riding my bike to Ukraine is not going to happen. So we're fortunate that they have made the time to come out here and that we've been able to associate with some time with them. And now I'm going to turn it over to Josh to tell you about additional cool things that he's made happen for us. I mean, Mr. Chandler.
Mr. Chair, it's my pleasure to introduce you to some members of the military administration from Novovorontsovka, Ukraine. We are very fortunate to have with us today the head of military administration, Andriy Siletsky. We also have with us Karina Dobrovolska, who handles special projects and international relations. We have Serhiy Pilipenko, who is the director of utilities. And then we also have Yuliy Morozov, who is an advisor to the administration and someone who does a lot of amazing things in Ukraine and helping the administration function over there. I've had the privilege of spending the last few days with them and the last few months getting ready for this visit. And the purpose of this visit is to allow them an opportunity to get some visibility of the way that municipalities in Utah work, how we serve the residents in our communities. I will tell you that these four individuals are some of the most dedicated public servants I have ever met. And they are doing wonderful things, and they are doing it for all of the right reasons. And they are an inspiration to me. I hope that in their time here in Utah, that we'll be able to show them a little bit about the way we do things in our state. We have fantastic cities here. We have fantastic residents here, and there are great things that happen when cities are serving their residents and providing services in the way that make life better for our residents. And so we wanted to share that. We wanted to show them. We have a series of visits with some cities along the Wasatch Front that are going to give them the opportunity to kind of see how we do things. This afternoon, as the mayor mentioned, we spent a little bit of time out at Public Works here in West Jordan. And it was a great visit. I was just so thrilled to see our West Jordan staff just instantly connect with these visitors from Ukraine. And there is certainly a language barrier. They speak English very well, but it's still a little bit tricky, in a second language. And I had this thought that occurred to me that there are a few universal languages in the world. There's love, there's music, some people say food. I would like to add water infrastructure to the list. Because the way that they were able to connect and the way that they were able to bond over this shared endeavor that they are so committed to was I don't want to use a word that's too big, but it was beautiful. It was really, really cool for me to see. As we were walking out of the Public Works building, I overheard the mayor say, "It's too bad there's an ocean between us." And then he said, "But that will only make our friendship stronger." And I wanted to mention that because I think that's the foundation of this memorandum of understanding that's for the council to consider with the resolution this evening. This is a way for West Jordan to evidence its commitment to friendship with a community that is very, very far away from where we're at right now. It's a community that's on the front lines, just 10 kilometers, about 6 miles from the Russian position currently in Ukraine. It's a community that's living under the constant threat of that Russian invasion. But it's a community that persists. It's a community that is doing everything it can to overcome and to thrive and to make life better for the residents that live there. And this memorandum of understanding is our opportunity to say, we're with you. We want to support you in what you're doing. So that's a little bit of perspective on what's before you, council. Happy to take any questions or provide other answers if there's anything I can do.
Is there anyone on the council who would like to speak or ask any questions? No, I'm, Councilmember Jacob.
Thank you. This just a thought that just occurred to me over the last about 10 minutes of this meeting, where the mayor mentioned standing on the pedestrian bridge. I hope I can get this out. At 70th South, this pedestrian bridge that we're building, this is a thing that we do in our city to make a way for children to walk to school safer. And these guys are 6 miles away from bridges being destroyed as a matter of national security and strategic importance, that are bridges there mean so much more than bridges here. We build pedestrian bridges so our children can walk to school safely. They're building bridges so that their military can get to where it needs to be to defend their country. It puts it in perspective a little bit about, yes, the decisions we make here as a council of a city in peaceful Utah, relatively peaceful Utah. It's not always quite so peaceful. But the decisions that we make here, while they are important, while they do affect the lives of the people we represent, pales in comparison to what it could be. And I'm very grateful that we don't have to deal with decisions of that magnitude. That even as city leaders, when they're talking about water infrastructure, they're not talking about a development, whether it should be 5 units per acre or 10 units per acre. They're talking about whether people can drink water, period. You know, they're talking a whole different level. It's a whole different ballgame when the stakes are that high. So it's just a stark, that just the bridge, the mention of the bridge just gave me just this moment of clarity, this stark difference as to what's going on in the world. And yeah, we've got our problems, and yeah, we've got our disagreements, and we've got our issues, but they truly pale in comparison to what it could be. And I think we need to pause and be grateful for a moment that we have it good, and we need to realize that. And it's not life and death whether a development has 5 units or 7 units or 10 units an acre. That's life and death. This is just, 5 minutes of traffic is what we're arguing about. So thanks, that's all.
Thank you, Councilmember Jacob. Councilmember Whitelock.
Thank you. I just want to thank our attorney, Josh Chandler, for bringing the delegation here, and for those that are here supporting them. I had the opportunity to listen to some of their experiences yesterday, and my sister said, "Didn't you just sit and cry?" And I didn't, because really it was just so inspiring that they are so patriotic, so willing to do what they need to do to keep their culture and their cities. two of them said that they were teachers. Now they have other roles that they're doing, but the one was a history teacher. And he knew where there were some maps about wells. So when their reservoir, their water supply for their village was destroyed by, I would say, the enemy in my eyes, they didn't sit and say, oh dear, you know, this is it, there's nothing we can do. They said, hey, he's like, I know where the wells are, we can get them going, we can provide for ourselves. And they got those wells up and running, and then they knew that they needed to power them. And their power is a little unstable currently. And they got solar panels. And they have a nonprofit group that is actually, they're here tonight. And it's something peace, ladies, and I don't remember the first word.
I can help you out with that, Councilmember Whitelock, and I appreciate the call out because they're amazing. And their organization is called For Peace.
Thank you, Josh. For peace. And just the effort that they're doing to help there are things that, and their motto basically is they want to help in the ways that the villagers want the help, not in the way that maybe an American would think you should help, which is so nice. And you could tell how grateful the delegation was for the help in their village. So just thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing your experiences with us, for your inspiration that you gave to me.
Thank you, Councilmember Whitelock. I'd like to add, almost going off a little bit about what Councilmember Jacobs said. The mayor earlier was talking about West Jordan and how we touch so many different cities, that we're kind of in the heart of all of this. And in that, we are often, we declare ourselves a good neighbor city. We're good neighbors. And we mean that internally, we're good neighbors to each other in the city, but we're also good neighbors to those that we border and those that we can help. And that's, with that, I love how much, Mr. Chandler, you've been able to broaden our scope of being a good neighbor. Because one of the great things about that is, in some ways when I first heard about this, it was, well, they're coming to kind of learn what we do and what they can take back and all of that. And at first I thought, well, that's great, whatever we can do to help. But then you hear, like things Councilman Whitelock just said, how much we learn from them and from how much you really want to preserve what you have and how important that is, and how the fight for that is always just. And so, as Councilman Whitelock said, we thank you for coming. We know, I think on the original, our idea was we're going to help you, and we will do everything we can to help, but I appreciate what you have done to help remind us of how important what we do is in helping preserve what we want to do here in our city. So I will leave it at that. I will now look to see, we have this memorandum of understanding, and I'd like to just see if there is anyone who wants to make a motion on this. Oh, they're right here in front of me if I'd look and wipe my eyes. Councilmember Whitelock.
I'd like to move to approve resolution number 26-004, a memorandum of understanding with
Novovaransovka.
Settlement Council in Ukraine.
And we're just going to prove that he said that correctly. Councilmember Shelton.
I second the motion.
The whole thing. Say the whole thing. All right, I have a motion to approve from Councilmember Whitelock and seconded from Councilmember Shelton. Ms. Sloan, I believe we are ready for a vote.
Thank you. Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Emphatic yes.
Councilmember Shelton.
Yes.
That motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you to all of you, and thank you, Mr. Chandler. Would we like to do a picture?
Yes.
While we've got this?
And Mr. Chair, if we could have leave to execute that memorandum right now while we have our guests with us, would that be okay?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you.
I think I can.
We need to record it.
Okay, maybe in here. Дарувати меру міста Вест Джордан символічний подарунок від імені Новоронцовської громади з України.
From the name of Orontsovka community, I want to present this special gift to the mayor of the city of West Jordan. This special gift that we got.
Це лайтбокс
This is the light box
з емблемами нашої громади і міста Вест Джордан.
with the emblems of our community and the West Jordan city.
А зверху наш символ
And on top, it has the symbol of our symbol.
кавун.
It's a watermelon.
Це символ нашої економіки
This is the symbol of our economy,
і нашої стійкості.
and this is the symbol of our resilience.
Тому що саме цей пам'ятник кавуну вистояв всі обстріли і знищення навколо проти російських окупантів.
Because this is the symbol that we have as the monument, and it survived all the shelling and all the bombing that was around it.
І, можливо, він буде світити так само, як нам світить наш промінь надії перемогти в цій війні.
And we hope that this will glow as our hope glows for the end of this war.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've been practicing this, let's see if I can say it. Novo bor on Sovega. Thank you.
All right, I guess you look here first, next. Okay. Still going. Right.
We'll now move on to our next recognition. And for this one, we'll have the mayor speak regarding our recognition of Trevor John Crane, excuse me.
Thank you, Chair. So, we're saddened by the loss of Trevor Crane, a West Jordan native who died while volunteering in the defense of Ukraine. Trevor came from a family deeply committed to serve. His mother serves as a council member in Santa Clara, and his aunt is a member of West Jordan's Rotary Club. His decision to volunteer reflected a lifelong standing connection to the public service and helping others. Our thoughts are with his family, friends, and the many people impacted by his life and service. West Jordan is honored to recognize Trevor and extend our gratitude to his family. If I've got something for his family here, probably his mother. Thank you for your service. This is the United States flag, and this is the West Jordan City flag. Thank you. Okay, you'll need to
Від імені всього українського народу і від імені нашої громади хочемо вам подякувати за такого вірного сина.
From the name of from the Ukrainian nation and the community of Novоворonsovka, we want to thank you for your amazing son.
Це неймовірна втрата і неможливо описати, як це втратити рідну душу.
This is a great loss, and we cannot explain how it is to lose someone important to you.
В нашій громаді загинуло більше 50 наших хлопців.
In our community, we lost already around 50 of our best guys,
І більше 10 ми не можемо знайти до сих пір.
and around 20 of them we cannot find until this moment.
Але найгірша втрата – це втрата рідної людини.
But the worst loss is the loss of your relative.
Для нас величезна честь, що він воював за Україну.
We are thrilled of his service to Ukraine,
І ми ніколи не забудемо його подвигу.
and we will never forget his sacrifice.
Прийміть цей прапор в честь нашої подяки і шани.
Please accept this flag as the symbol of our respect to your son.
Come around. It's an honor to be presented this in behalf of my son, Trevor John Crane. He loved Ukraine, loved the people, and I couldn't understand why he would go fight in a war that he didn't need to, but he volunteered, and I couldn't talk him out of it. And then about 4 months ago, he kept telling me, "Mom, I have 2 weeks off. Come visit me." And I kept getting told, "Don't go over there, it's a war zone, don't go over to Ukraine." And I then followed my heart, and I knew I needed to get over there. And I spent 2 weeks with my son, and those 2 weeks I'm going to cherish the rest of my life. So I'm glad I followed the promptings. He took me to that memorial in Kyiv, and I told him, "You better not end up as a flag in this place." But he was a hero in his life, and he died a hero. And I just really appreciate everyone here to recognize him. And I feel like it would be an honor if I could get a picture with the delegation and have his brother and sister and his dad to come up and join us as well. Is that okay? Okay.
Also, the council has something they would like to say.
The West Jordan City Council has a city of recognition that we are presenting to the family of Trevor John Crane. I'll read what it says. This certificate of recognition honors the life and legacy of Trevor John Crane, a West Jordan native whose profound sense of duty and compassion led him across the globe to defend the innocent. A former Salt Lake County deputy sheriff who grew up in our community, Trevor exemplified the highest ideals of service, ultimately making the supreme sacrifice while volunteering to defend the people of Ukraine against tyranny. His courage was matched only by his selflessness, leaving behind a legacy of bravery that transcends borders and inspires us all. The West Jordan City Council, on behalf of our entire community, extends our deepest gratitude and heartfelt condolences to his family, ensuring that Trevor's heroism and his commitment to the cause of freedom will never be forgotten. presented this February 10th, 2026, and is signed by all of the council members. And we also have a little something for you as well, Mom. Better get your husband up here to help carry some of this stuff. Here, we'll set this over here for you.
My son that is, my son's here, he could come up here.
Sure.
His son and daughter. And
Yeah.
His dad.
Okay, let's have John's dad come up, Trevor's dad, and also brother, and is it sister?
And sister.
And sister. And we'll try to find a way to casually all look grouped together. And ladies and gentlemen, as we end this part, before we get to our public comments and the other things we're going to do, we're going to take a short, maybe 5-minute break so that people can have their say for a moment and be able to leave. So we'll take about 5 minutes and plan on being back here about 8 minutes before 8 o'clock, and we'll resume at that time. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate your patience in the last few things that we did. It's interesting, in the last 2 council meetings, we've done something we rarely ever do, and then something I don't think we've ever done as a city council. So I'm just really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. So get your reservations in and make sure you've got your seats ready, because we're only going up from here. We would ask that those that, looks like we're closing the door.
Actually, sir, we can't have that door closed.
Yeah, yep, I was just going to say that.
It's okay if they close the door.
Oh. Again, see, more excitement. Be here in 2 weeks, I'm telling you now. But we're going to continue this one on, and we'll see where this goes. We're now going to open up to public comment. Now, our public comment section can be on any topic, whether it is on the agenda or not. But if you were planning on speaking to something that is on the agenda, we do want you to know that we can't have you speak twice on that, so one or the other. During these periods, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. The council is not usually set for a back and forth. If it is something that the city feels we need some follow-up on, they will reach out to you. Those of you who are not able to attend but are listening, you can, but in written comments, and they may be submitted before, during, or following the meeting via email to councilcomments@westjordan.utah.gov. So we'll now open up the floor if there's anyone who would like to come and speak. I don't have any cards pre-filled out, but if you'd like to speak, the floor is yours. You can come up. We only ask that you first state your name and city of residence.
Thank you, council members. What I've seen, it's far.
Can you give your name and city of residence?
Okay.
Thank you.
Rigo Ramirez, a city resident, 30-year resident of West Jordan. So I've been here,
Thank you.
haven't participated in this, but I will. Like Mayor said, I've seen you twice, and everybody kind of wonder what's going on. Anyway, we're with the Carpenters Union, and years ago we were involved in community service and everything else. And due to COVID, we kind of dropped it a little bit, and we want to get back in the game. We want to be involved in participating, volunteering, projects, anything that may be out there that we can do for the city. I did make contact with Glory Mar. We're going to schedule a meeting and kind of plan in that. But thank you for the opportunity to kind of see, and you'll see us here very regularly with different people, but every time with a little group and participate in anything that needs and help the community, here in West Jordan. So thank you very much, but by far, I don't have nothing to say, but thank you for honoring what I've seen. It's great. And West Jordan's my city, and our training center happens to be in West Jordan. Our mayor has been there before, and everybody's welcome eventually when, if wants to visit our center. It's right west of the soccer fields, and, we're there. We've been there for the last, 25 years or so. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate not only being a resident for so long, but also for your willingness to help and so much. And we're grateful. And yes, you've met one of the city's best with Glory, so she will certainly help you get used as you need.
All
So
right.
thank you. All right, is there anyone else who would like to speak? All right, then, with that, I will close our public comment.
Chair.
Is there, thought to check online, sorry.
Yeah, you have one individual online and they have raised their hand to speak.
I will apologize to that person right now, and then I will go ahead and say that the microphone is open to you. Please state your name and city of residence.
Council, good evening. This is Chris McConaughey here, a West Jordan resident. And I want to start off first by saying thank you for your service to the city and for taking time to hear my comments. To our friends from Ukraine, I want to say thank you for coming to our city, and please know that there are many of us that care deeply for you, and I hope while you're here in West Jordan, you feel like you're home among friends. And then to the family of Mr. Crane, his service and sacrifice are admirable, and as Councilmember Jacob mentioned, it really does put into perspective the comparative insignificance of the rest of the meeting this evening. Thank you. Chair Bador, I do want to offer my strong support to your suggestion at the beginning of the meeting that there be an official microphone button pusher included in the budget, and possibly those watches or alarm clocks that you recommended. But in all seriousness, I really appreciate your approach to chairing the meetings. It feels like I'm talking with my neighbors and not to politicians, which I really appreciate. Council, the reason I wanted to chime in tonight is to offer a suggestion to consider during the budget process. I'd love to see added to the budget a mechanism that would allow for funding for dumpsters for those that may need them quickly for unexpected circumstances. So I spoke with Mr. Anderson about some possibilities, and he has some ideas that could meet that need. But during the minute 40 that I have left, I just wanted to highlight that need. A few days ago, there was a driver on 6400 West who lost control of their vehicle and went through the fence into my neighbor's backyard. Police and fire were fantastic as always, and everybody was okay. But there was a fair amount of cleanup that needed to happen. Given that West Jordan's the home of the good neighbor, everybody was pretty quick to jump in and help out with the cleanup, and we managed to get a couple trucks out to the dump and then secure things there. But obviously this isn't really an isolated event. We've run into similar issues after things like windstorms with falling trees and limbs, damage from flooding, or other unexpected events that have caused needs for neighborhood cleanup. I appreciate the routes that have been established to allow residents to request dumpsters without cost for planned activities, but I'd love to see something that allows for dumpsters to be provided without cost in a responsive manner that just isn't feasible with the service in lieu of fees or the fee waiver route. As mentioned, I've discussed with Mr. Anderson this issue, and he's got a number of ideas of how it can be done, but I'd encourage you to find a method to allow for this need to be met in the upcoming budget. Again, Council, thank you for taking time to hear my very small thing tonight. Again, given the context of everything else in the meeting, boy, there's so much out there. And I appreciate all that everybody does serving our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And also, I'm putting on record the approval of a button pusher for me. Is there anyone now who has felt compelled here in the room to come up and speak? Mr. Anderson, has anyone joined Mr. McConaughey online?
No.
All right, then. I think I'm now at liberty to say that I can close the public comment section. And we will move on to our first of our, excuse me, of our public hearings. Our first is ordinance number 2605, a petition from the Titan Property Management, LLC, to rezone 14.73 acres to light industrial, M1, and to amend the future land use map to light industrial for the Titan West Jordan project located at 5927 West and 9000 South. We'll have Taylor Jensen from our community development here to speak on this. Sorry?
Do you want me to be the applicant?
I like to hear from you as well. But also we have our Sal. I forgot your last name, from our Titan Property Management, and we'll have you speak as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Chair and Council, for your time tonight. This is 2 items on the agenda. The first is a future land use map amendment from regional commercial to light industrial. And the second is a rezone from the planned community to the manufacturing M1 zone. This did go to Planning Commission a few weeks ago, and they recommended approval as presented by a vote of 7-0. So we can see the location here. It's just south of 90th South and west of Mount View Corridor. This is a site that we've long thought of as being a good site for commercial. However, inability to get a full access onto 90th for safety concerns from UDOT with that intersection with Mountain View Corridor has made commercial development here infeasible. So the applicant is actually asking for this to be changed to a manufacturing use because they're able to make it go with a much less access than we need in a commercial site. So that's what they're asking for tonight, is a change to allow that, and they have a conceptual plan in for 2 small, by warehouse standards, buildings located here on the side. They're still quite sizable buildings. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Do we have any questions for Taylor? And again, I will point out that we have the applicant here as well if there are some questions that might need to be directed there. I see no questions coming your way. Mr. Jensen? Was there anything you would like? You're the applicant is coming. If you'll please state your name fully for our records.
Good evening. Sal Perdomo with Titan Development. I am not a resident. Good evening, Chair, members of the council, Mayor Burton. This has been a beautiful hearing. The passion here is evident. We're looking forward to working in the community of West Jordan and Councilmember Shelton's district. We are the applicant and contract purchaser of the subject 15-acre property. And as Taylor mentioned, we are before you today to request approval of a general plan map amendment from regional commercial to light industrial and a zone map amendment from PC to M1. The request will allow for the development of light industrial uses that will better align with the surrounding uses to the west and south. And as mentioned, we were heard by the Planning and Zoning Commission on January 6th and were recommended for unanimous approval. And if we could back up to the land use map, if that's okay, I'd like to talk off of that one. Oh, thank you. There we go. As you can see from the map here, and as Taylor mentioned, both the city of West Jordan and the current property owner have tried relentlessly to work with the Department of Transportation to acquire an access point, four-way access point at the northwest corner of this property. That request was denied over several years of working with us. I believe Mayor Burton might have even been involved with several of those conversations. And for that reason, retail uses will not work at this site. And as you can tell, just from looking at the surrounding land uses, shown in purple on the screen are the light industrial uses. This use will merge in with the adjacent light industrial uses to the west and the south. Additionally, there is a large transmission line easement shown in green, which further just kind of bisects this property from the intersection there at Mountain View Corridor. I'm going to move over to our plan here. So as shown on the screen, we are planning for 2 what we call shallow bay light industrial buildings. When I say shallow bay in the kind of industrial world, what this means is we're targeting smaller tenants compared to the Dolphin project to our west. As you can see on the screen, the Dolphin buildings are substantially bigger than what we are planning to build here. The intent of this is to build a building that will meet a tenant size that is smaller than what Dolphin is building next door, and what a lot of buildings in West Jordan in this submarket have built. We're targeting more local, more regional type of users instead of like national and larger regional users. A lot of these users will be light manufacturing, they'll be high tech, they'll be pharmaceutical. We might even get some showroom type of users in the building on the east side there, as well as warehouse and distribution users as well. As outlined in our justification letter, our application is consistent with the purposes, goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted general plan and future land use map. The proposed development will reduce traffic counts as compared to retail uses, increase the job base, tax base, and investment in West Jordan, and is an infill development that will not require significant infrastructure or any single-use utility extensions or road extensions. Our application will also protect and further the public health, safety, and general welfare of the West Jordan community. Chapter 12 of the city's general plan states that 90% of the West Jordan workforce commutes outside of the city limits to work. The development will provide important jobs for residents in West Jordan, minimize the potential long commute for residents working in Salt Lake and other areas outside of West Jordan. Reducing a resident's commute will give more time with their families and more time in the community, while also reducing employment leakage Increasing the job base within West Jordan and having greater time to spend within the community will also increase spending by providing residents with more disposable income for groceries, gas, goods, and entertainment. As it relates to the project's proposed impacts on area infrastructure, the project's light industrial uses generally have less impact on public services and facilities as compared to retail commercial uses due to the lower traffic counts and lower visitor counts to the development. In closing, our firm, and I mentioned this at the committee as a whole when we sat down then, but our firm, Titan Development, has worked in a lot of different communities around the Southwest, Mountain West, South, and West Jordan has been by far the easiest and most communicative and best place we've worked in our business. It's truly appreciated because our business take a lot of risk, we have a lot of investment, and it's an uphill battle really the entire process. And having a community that's easy to work in with staff that's easy to work with is greatly appreciated. So thank you. I ask for your vote of approval. Thank you for giving me a few minutes to speak. And of course, I'm available to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any questions that we'd like to ask right away?
I just have one.
I do have Councilmember Harris.
Sorry, thanks. I just have one quick question. Not having been at the committee of the whole meeting when you talked about this, I am assuming that the entrance, if not on 90th, will be there on the west side.
Yes, Chair Councilmember Harris. We will have three access points, and they will all be on the west side of the property. There will be no access points onto 90th.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I will open this up for a public comment. If there's anyone here who would like to speak on this, now would be your chance. Again, you'll have 3 minutes. And if you do wish to speak, we ask that you start with your name and city of residence. Is there anyone here in the room that would like to speak? See none. Mr. Anderson.
There is no one online who wishes to speak.
Well, I guess we got rid of Mr. McConaughey. I'm sorry to hear that. He liked me, so I am sorry to hear that. We will now open this up for council discussion. Is there anyone who would like to speak regarding this ordinance? Mr. Shelton, Councilmember Shelton.
Chair.
So,
sorry.
Yeah.
You need to close the public comment or public hearing.
By the time my 6 months are over, I will have figured all this out. I will now close the public comment, so you had your chance. Now I will open for the council, and I believe Councilmember Shelton, you wanted to say something.
thank you. Well, we all would have preferred to have regional commercial in this area. Because of the access issues, I am in favor of the rezone request, and I'd just like to put my support behind it for the rest of the council.
Thank you. I echo Councilmember Shelton's words there. Again, it is something we would rather have had that, but whereas we don't control 90th South, sometimes we don't get everything we want. Is there anyone who else would like to go on this? Or any further questions? Councilmember Whitelock.
Oh, I was going to give you a motion, Chair.
All right. Well, you jumped in before I said. I will now see if we have a motion on this.
I'll move to approve ordinance number 2605, petition from Titan Property Management to rezone 14.73 acres to light industrial and amend the future land use map to light industrial.
Councilmember Lamb.
All I have to say is second. It's much easier.
Yes, it works out well. All right, I have a motion to approve from Councilmember Whitelock and a second from Councilmember Lamb, which puts us in the position for a vote. Ms. Sloan.
Thank you. Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Chair Bador?
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall?
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock?
Yes.
This motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you. We'll now move on to item 6B. This is ordinance number 2606, petition from Brian Booth to rezone 0.8 acres to R110 zone, single-family residential, located at 2307 West Jolie Circle. We have the applicant, Brian Booth, and from our community development staff, Megan Jensen. So we'll see who would like to speak first to this.
Thank you, Chair. This application is for a rezone of one lot, 0.8 acres from an R110, or to an R110 from a RR, a rural residential half-acre lots. The intent and the application is to take one lot and eventually subdivide it into two, and eventually a new home will be built on the new lot. The subdivision is currently under review, and it meets the future land use map. And I believe I apologize. Here's the future land use map and zoning. So the surrounding subdivisions are also R110, so we think it will blend in nicely with the neighborhood. And I am happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you. Do I have any questions as of now? Not, we'll let Mr. Booth speak. All right, Mr. Booth, let's have you speak as well.
Thank you. My wife and I live at 2307 West Jolie Circle. We've been there for just over 20 years where we built our home. We have a large and skinny cul-de-sac lot, and we've built our home on one side, and had the other side has been what we refer to as the side yard, which was great when we had teenagers at home and had a lot of grass out there and a great place to play. All of our children have moved away now, and we find using municipal culinary water to keep that grass watered is very expensive, and mowing is more than we really want to do. So we simply want to rezone so that we can divide the lot. It will end up being a half-acre lot where our house is and a 0.3 acre lot to the east. And we're working through the process of getting a new plat for that, and we will then put that on the market and sell that for someone else to build a single-family residential home in that location. I would note that there's another circle just to the north of us that already has 4 lots. Ours only has 3, and this will just make it 4. The zoning will be changed to the the R110C, which requires only 10,000 square feet or about 0.23 acres from what had been a half-acre requirement. To the south of us and to the west of us are already zoned that same thing, so it'll fit in with that, and it's not like it's going to be an island or anything else like that. So that's our purpose behind this, and we hope the Planning Commission had unanimously recommended it to the City Council, and I would ask for your approval of that. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to field those.
Thank you, Mr. Booth. Are there any questions? Councilmember Whitelock.
Have you talked to your neighbors and told them what you want to do and got feedback from them?
I have talked to the neighbor directly to the east of us. One thing we tried to do first, they have a very large lot, and we asked them if they want to sell a portion of that so that we could have 2 half acres, and they weren't interested in that, so I let them know that we would be doing that. I've spoken to the neighbor across the street in the circle about what we're doing, and they are fine with that as well. And anybody who will be affected like this, we will be affected by this as much as anyone, because we're going to stay here and live next to this new lot and the people that move in here. So I've talked to some other neighbors behind the fence to the south of us, and someone in the other circle also. So we have talked to them. Also, the notice went out to the people with it, whatever the distance is that they mail that out, and that's raised a few conversations too, but we haven't had anybody that has said that they are officially opposed to that, and they have an opportunity to come tonight and comment if they are.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, well then we'll see if what Mr. Booth was talking about will come true here. We will open for public comment, and anyone who would like to speak on this, again, you'll have your 3 minutes to do so, and we would ask that you start by stating your name and city of residence. Seeing no one in the room jumping up for this, We'll go over to Mr. Anderson. Have we increased our viewership?
No, we're still at 0, and so no one has desires to speak.
All righty. All right, then. Yep, we'll hit that million at some point. Like and subscribe. I will now close the public comments, and we'll open this up for the council to give their thoughts on this before we look to make a motion. Do I have any council members who would like to speak on this? I'm seeing none, so with no questions, I'll look for a motion. All right, Council Vice Chair Wignall.
I move to approve ordinance number 26-06, a petition from Brian Booth to rezone 0.8 acres to R110 zone, single-family residential, 10,000 square foot lots located at 2307 West Jolie Circle.
All right, Council, I was going to have you, now you're there. Perfect. Then I have a motion to approve from Vice Chair Wignall and a second from Council Member Whitelock. Any further discussion to this motion? See none, we'll go to a vote. Ms. Sloan?
Thank you. Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Chair Bador.
Yes.
That motion passes 7 in favor.
All right, we'll now move on to our next is going to be resolution number 26-003. Now, this is a fee waiver, and I apologize in advance. I'm sure I will say some of these words incorrectly, but that's just my way. It's a fee waiver of up to $7,815 or less from the Nanfua Foundation for the 2026 Mantua Festival at West Jordan Veterans Memorial Park. We have an applicant from the foundation, and from the mayor's office, Gloria Marr will also be representing it as well if we need questions. Looks like our applicant is here. Please state your name and you can begin.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Aru Sosi. I am a resident of the great city of West Jordan for the past 32 years of my 38 years of life. Honorable Council and our city officials, especially our ever so supportive Mayor, Mayor Burton, I stand before you on behalf of the Nafanua Foundation and especially the Samoan community here in West Jordan, Utah, with our deepest respects and sanctity to this chamber and the leadership that each and every one of you hold. On behalf of our Samoan community here, I stand before you all guided by our Samoan national motto, Fa'availe Tua Samoa, or Samoa is founded on God, to share our vision for the inaugural Manatua Festival. Our presence here in West Jordan is generations deep, and we are proud to present an event that preserves our heritage while elevating the city that we all call home. Just a synopsis of what we wanted to present this evening. The Manatua Festival is a cultural celebration dedicated to preserving and honoring the Samoan people's rich heritage. While its heart beats with the traditions of our ancestors, the festival also serves as a powerful platform to elevate and promote our West Jordan. By showcasing the long-standing presence and contributions of our local Samoan community, we celebrate a partnership that has shaped the character of this region for generations. The dates that we have proposed are the beginning with on June 7th, and then we'll go right into our festival at West Jordan Veterans Park on June 10th through the 13th. What will take place or event highlights of that week, in accordance with the model that I shared at the beginning, Samoa is founded on God. The Manatua Festival begins a night of music and hymns that will involve 8 ecclesiastical congregations, Samoan congregations right here in West Jordan, the city of West Jordan, that will open and commence the festivities of our Manatua Festival that Sunday evening. Then we'll jump to Wednesday, June 10th, that will open up with our Manatua Youth Camp, workshops dedicated to passing traditions to the next generation. To further anchor these efforts, our Manatua Youth Camp will host cultural workshops designed to provide hands-on experience in traditional Samoan arts and histories and craftsmanship. The next 2 days will be entertainment, both Thursday and Friday, put on by these 8 local Samoan congregations here in West Jordan. And then the festival culminates in a grand parade on Saturday to end our festival. Just a majestic procession throughout the heart of West Jordan at Veterans Park as we gather from Samoans who we've now, in the last year of planning, will come as far as Samoa itself, New Zealand, Australia, and the surrounding states here in the Midwest. Our request this evening is for a fee waiver for these fees. As the first ever event of this scale in West Jordan, these funds will be directly reinvested into providing free educational workshops for our local youth. And the festival will attract vendors and visitors to West Jordan, promoting local artisans and small businesses while increasing foot traffic to our city's park and our city in general. So that's why we're here this evening on behalf of the Nafanua Foundation, who is the hosting entity for the Manatū Festival. It's not merely just a party or entertainment that we're used to in the Polynesian community, but in hopes that we can make a commitment to empower our youth and the future leaders that will hopefully sit in these esteemed seats that you sit in today for the future to come. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Before we go to questions, because I know we've got some, I would like to just see, I'll open real quick to see if open up the public comment on this to see if there's anyone who would like to speak toward this. I'm seeing no one. Mr. Anderson, do we have anyone online?
No, there's no one online that wishes to speak.
So I just wanted to get that out so we can go straight to this. We'll open up to questions that might be here about this. Councilmember Shelton. Oh, I got to close the public comment first. Now, Mr. Shelton.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I have never heard such a humble and beautiful petition. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask you about the road closure, the loop road that goes around the park. Could you tell me more about that?
Yes, originally we were given the idea to close the road for safety purposes. We do have a security team that we've hired outside, and also part of this, the fee waiver was to enlist the help of our local police officers here, as well as a police presence. We will have vendors and food booths and craft booths that will be set up at the park. And the biggest part of the road closure was for safety, and we've already began our mass gathering permit that requires at least 500 or more, and we're anticipating a lot more throughout the week, and that's the reason why we wanted to close the ring of the park. First and foremost for safety, and then also so that our security team can have more access and feasibility to be able to police that and be able to, as those who come and go. But obviously, in discussing with our city officials and those of our contacts here, we're not using the entire Veterans Park. We're just utilizing the area that's right next to the big pavilion and where the new stage is being built. That's where most of the festival, well, all the festivities will take place. And so I don't think that we'll need that anymore. But I also, again, with the safety being the first measure in of our concerns, I wanted to bring that back to the council to see what your thoughts were as far as closing the ring altogether.
How long are you planning to have it closed?
Again, Wednesday, we have our youth camp, and we wouldn't imagine to close the ring that day since we'll just be having the youth camp in that area, as I spoke before. So probably just Thursday, Friday, and then of course Saturday for our parade, because we'll just be parading inside the ring of the park.
Have you thought about where guests are? How many guests you plan on having, and where are you planning to have in the park?
In our meetings before, that was offered to us as some suggestions. There was obviously our festival won't begin on each day. We won't begin until after 5 or 6 o'clock start time. So it's after business hours. So we were hoping we could use the parking here at City Hall and also the library parking. And if we needed to, if the arena parking was available for that to accommodate for parking.
I'm going to follow up on that, and then I'll open up to you, Councilmember Whitelock. Just on this, the Saturday is the day you're doing the parade, and that will take the entire loop, is that correct?
Yes.
So on the other days, would you need to block off the entire loop, or could you just block off kind of the corners of it that things could still, other people could come in and park and use the park as well?
Most definitely, and I think that was one thing that we didn't want to do. Part of closing off the park was obviously just for safety precautions, but we don't want to block it off from the public to attend the event. It's open to any and everyone.
Right.
So we know that foot traffic will still come as far as the playground and things like that, in hopes that they will see the festival and spark some interest to come and join us. But at the same time, safety has always just been our first measure in our planning. But we definitely don't need the entire park being closed, because we're not going to be utilizing the entire park for the festival.
Okay, so I think there's some elements there that we'll need to address. I'll give over to Councilmember Whitelock. I know you've got some similar questions that I do.
Thank you for being here. I think this sounds like a fantastic event for our city. My concern is I don't think this application is really ready, because when I read it, it asked for 4 days of the park to have the ring road closed. And now I'm hearing that's not really what we need. And I also am a little bit concerned about when I read 4 days ask, but only 8 hours for police and 15 for ambulance, which is paramedics, right?
One thing I will say, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
I've noticed now that it's actually 16 hours of police, because it doesn't say that it's 2 times the 8. I had to look at that again, and so it would be then 30 hours of that. So it's still off, but
Right.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, thank you. So I just feel like maybe we're not ready. I'm not ready to give you a yes, because I have questions about this application. I think that maybe our staff could maybe help you. I think the mayor has agreed, and I'm getting a little head nod, that maybe we could refine it. So, because I want to ensure that you have the city's help that you need for this event. I, like you, am worried about safety and want to ensure that we make it safe, but also we don't shut off the road that allows parking, that allows access, that allows, people to come and enjoy your event. So would it be okay with you if, instead of giving you a yes vote, maybe we table this and allow staff time to work with you? Because your event's not till June.
Yes.
And so we have a few months that, and I'm sure that our good chairman would let it come back pretty quickly, because if we get it all hammered out, it won't take long. Do you have any concern with that if I motion to table?
I do not.
Okay, let's, instead of table, let's look to continue instead of tabling. Just to echo what Councilmember Whitelock said, this is not a thing where we're looking to say no to you. We're looking to make sure we've got all the right things we say yes to, because in the end, what we say yes to matters, and the waiver may not be the biggest issue. It's making sure we've got everything right. Looking at this, to follow up on a question, when I brought up the thing about the police officers, that's 8 hours, and it's 2 of them, so it's 16 hours. Are you looking, is that just one day that you'll have 8 hours, that they'll be there for 8 days, or how are you spreading out the hours of this police usage?
We wouldn't need necessarily police presence until the evening festivities, which is 6 to 10. On Thursday and Friday. We're not too concerned about Wednesday's youth camp, but obviously the parade, and that's why we wanted it inside the park and not on any public road, so it's more controllable as far as the crowd and safety measures for the actual parade.
And I think that that's something that, as a council, we need to know how our services are being used and how it's coming in. So I think that is kind of the idea for the continuance of this. Again, just something where the staff can help put things in order so that when it comes to the council, we know exactly what we're saying yes to, because we very much love the idea of this being in our city and are just always grateful for seeing the cultures and diversity of things. We just need to make sure we're saying yes to the right things. Does that make sense?
Most definitely. Thank you.
Oh, no problem at all. So with that, I'm not sure how we doing. Oh, Councilmember Shelton. Oh.
With the deepest respect to Councilmember Whitelock, I believe that we're only here to consider a fee waiver and not the logistics of the event. I feel like we should allow staff to take care of that. And I feel like we should vote on the fee waiver now and allow staff to move forward and cover their, so that's my thoughts. I see that, you've got your thoughts as well, and let's talk it through a little bit.
Speaking of that, we will go to Councilmember Whitelock.
I agree. We need to give staff time to work through this. In talking with the mayor and getting my questions to him, I feel like staff needs more time to work on this fee waiver and ensure that we've got the right help for this community before we have the event. And I would hate to say yes to this fee waiver and it not be what they really need ultimately. And it's a new event. And so I think a little more time is prudent to give both staff and the applicant time to ensure that they've got what they really need.
Okay, Councilmember Shelton.
So if I understand you correctly, you want to make sure that adequate city resources are being allocated, which do have a dollar amount allocated to those city resources, so that we can approve the correct amount. Okay. I can get on board with that. Thank you.
As a possibility, it may be deemed that they need more. And if we only approve 7,815 and they need more, then we've messed up. So I think that is the genesis of this. So I will then see if there is a motion to continue this resolution 26003. Councilmember Whitelock.
I will move to continue resolution number 26-003, allowing staff time to work with the applicant and to bring it back when staff feels it's ready. What do you want?
Oh, Council Director Anderson.
Just for clarity, do you want it to come back as a business item? Do you want to redo, it's a 24
we've held the public hearing.
Yep.
I'm comfortable having it come back as a business item.
Okay,
Agreed.
so that's part of the motion, I would imagine.
Okay.
Okay.
And to bring it back as a business item.
I'll second that motion.
All right. I do have a motion to continue from Councilmember Whitelock and a second from Councilmember Shelton. Again, I just want to say we want to make sure we get this correct. And that's all we're saying. You may need more, and we want to make sure that you're covered if need be. I will open this up to any further discussion if any other council member has anything to say before we vote. Seeing none, we will go to Ms. Sloan for a vote on this continuance.
Thank you. Councilmember Jacob.
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock.
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall.
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb.
Yes.
Chair Bador.
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
That motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council Chair, may I say something?
Yes.
Sorry. I want to just make a comment on why that came to you early. I'm learning. We're growing. We're figuring stuff out. The Montatua Festival, the plans for it have been a little bit in flux. We had a little bit of a chicken and egg dilemma on their planning with the fee waiver. And we came early on the fee waiver request before the plans were totally done. because part of their planning was contingent on whether or not they could get the fees waived. Glory worked with them to come very early in the process, so it wasn't a last-minute request. One of the things we're learning is it would be better to come with a tighter plan, exact fees, rather than an up-to amount on a worst-case scenario. So I apologize to you as a council. We'll work on tightening up those plans. Glory's been working very closely with the Nafanua Foundation, and we'll bring you an exact plan and a tighter fee waiver request. It may mean those plans come closer to the event, which makes the event planners a little nervous. We'll do our best to get those to you as soon as we can.
Thank you. And I will say from the council chair, we're happy to bring this back as soon as you're able to get this in. Like I said, I don't think this was a lot of hesitancy from the council, just to make sure we've got it right is all we're looking to do. And then we're looking forward to move on that. All right. On that, we're going to move on to business items. Yep. And nothing better than we like to talk about in February, so close to Valentine's Day, is Christmas trees. So we're going to go to ordinance number 2607, proposed amendments to West Jordan City Code, Title 4, Chapter 2, Article C, Christmas tree sales. And we have got Mr. Patrick Boyce to fill us in.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Council, these are, actually, I've got the next three items on the agenda. I think
we're loving it.
The first two are pretty clean and simple. We're just removing all restrictions on Christmas tree sales. This is the most red you may ever see on a code revision. But we're making the code simple and cleaning up some of these maybe antiquated restrictions on commerce in the city. And I think it's a good move, and hopefully nobody's got any issues with what's been lined up.
I only wish former Councilmember Green was here to shed a tear of joy to see all that red.
We'll send him a copy.
We should put some green in there with this, but yeah, no, so we need to frame that, send it to him. Do we have any questions on this for Mr. Boyce? Yes, Councilmember Jacob.
I thought you were just going to cross out Christmas and replace it with holiday, because that's what we do now, but okay, I'm good with this.
I'm here to make sure that everybody knows. If anybody's listening, the city of West Jordan does not hate Christmas trees. We love them so much, we want them sold freely. Yeah.
Year-round Christmas tree sales. Councilmember Lamb.
Do you have any idea how many Christmas tree lots we have on average each Christmas?
Here's what I can tell you. When I asked business licensing how many of these special licenses they had issued, the answer was, I don't think we've ever issued any. So I don't know that anybody had ever really applied for any of these. But if you're asking how many spots sell Christmas trees, live Christmas trees in the city, that's also hard to track because it's not something that we would have tracked outside of these licenses, these specialty licenses. I would say probably a dozen. Okay. I think most Smiths will sell them. The home improvement stores will sell them, and I think between, the grocery stores
like
and the
Smith's on
home
90th.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering if this will open up a free for all, and we'll see double the amount of Christmas tree lots next year.
Do you know, and actually what's interesting is some of the nurseries and garden centers will definitely do it as well. So
we're not advertising. We're opening Bring Your Trees, but I'm just wondering if we'll see what happens.
Christmas Town USA
This truly is a way to stop the lawlessness. We got rid of the law.
Yep. If nothing's illegal, then yeah.
Do I have any further questions on this? Any more discussion? All right, then, if there are no more questions, I will look for a motion on this. Let's see who races to the button. Councilmember Shelton.
In honor of past Councilmember Green, I'd like to move to approve ordinance number 2607, proposed amendments to West Jordan City Code, Title 4, Chapter 2, Article C, Christmas tree sales, striking all of the verbiage.
Councilmember Whitelock.
And since you included past Councilmember Green, I will second. I actually have mentioned Kelvin on here, so I will second resoundingly. We love your red lines, Patrick.
Thank you.
Then that is great. I do have a motion to approve from Councilmember Shelton and a second from Councilmember Whitelock. Any more discussion on this before we go to vote? Perfect. Then, Ms. Sloan, we will go to vote.
Thank you. Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
This motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you. All right, and if you thought we were done with the red pen, I will present ordinance number 2608, proposed amendments to the West Jordan City Code, Title 4, Chapter 2, Article G, Arcades. And on that, we'll go once again to Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Same situation here. This is a special business licensing regulation that had been on our code, where each individual arcade machine required its own separate license and fee. The council discussed this at a committee of the whole and decided to remove all these restrictions as well. We're seeing a lot of the machines pop up in grocery stores and just other retail and sometimes even restaurants. And so the discussion was to remove these restrictions altogether and not require licensing outside of just a special business license or a general business license. So this one has been equally delineated. So.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Shelton.
Question on, can you go back one page? It says we've stricken the gambling prohibited clause starting on line 40. That's okay, right, to do that because of the state code already prohibits it?
Yeah, gambling's restricted by the state of Utah.
Yeah.
I think, there's not a lot of machines that are going to pop up that aren't going to run afoul of those state regulations. So I don't have any concern on it. Obviously, if we see an issue, then we can bring something up to the council, but I don't have any issues with it. It's a good catch.
Councilmember Lamb.
Councilmember Shelton, arcade games are legalized gambling. So I was going to ask you, do you know how many arcade games we have? No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I know that I am awful at the claw machine. So if slots, craps, and claw machine, it's a losing venture for me.
Claw machine, legalized gambling.
Yeah, I mean, it must be. I'm always a loser, so.
My children will very much say that those Pokemon card machines are very much the gamble of whether or not there even is going to be anything worth selling there. All right, seeing no further questions on this, I will look for a motion. Councilmember Shelton.
Let's get rid of this code. Who's with me?
This is not Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I move to approve ordinance number 2608, proposed amendments to West Jordan City Code, Title 4, Chapter 2, Article G.
Council Vice Chair Wignall.
I second.
All right, then I do have a motion to approve from Councilmember Shelton and seconded from Vice Chair Wignall. Any further discussion on this or outbursts from Councilmember Shelton? Seeing none, we'll go to vote.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob.
Yes, although calling them amendments when you're really striking things out is kind of the wrong
It's the ultimate amendment.
It's the
We're,
ultimate,
we're,
yeah.
we're reserving the section in case there's another.
But yes.
Thank you. The motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Boyce, you've been parked there long enough, which brings us to our next one. Ordinance number 2611, proposed amendments to West Jordan City Code Title 7, Chapters 3 and 4, truck parking.
This is a continuation of a discussion that we had recently in the Committee of the Whole. There were some changes that former Councilmember Green had suggested. I took some of those and incorporated them into this most recent draft. A lot of the changes remove redundancies. We're looking to create more straightforward kind of formatting and language. There's 2 sections in particular. The one on the screen here is 7.3.12, concerning just how close trucks can be parked in relationship to residences. I know that the council had mentioned that specifically last time, and you can see on there we did change it to read 100 yards from a residence. I put in here a couple of additional ones that were recommended by the city engineer. Parking of 45 feet from an intersection, 15 feet from a fire hydrant, or 20 feet from a crosswalk. These are a little bit redundant. We've got them elsewhere in the code, but after discussion kind of with law enforcement, it was decided that this was not a bad idea to repeat it here. That way, when law enforcement does run into drivers of these trucks and they say, bless you, they say, show me where it says that I can't park my truck here. It just gives one citation to the code instead of having to bounce between 3 or 4. It just seems like an easy, practical way of helping our law enforcement reference the applicable section. So that's why that's in there and has been added. But that's really the big change there for 7.3. 7.4 is a much broader revision. The definitions section is already called for earlier in this title, so this was a complete redundancy. We don't need it. We're just referencing state code anyways. So we're looking at just trimming down a lot of this. The truck routes, as you note, are going to be found in the transportation master plan, so that's just an easier way to reference those without having it clog up our code. It also makes sure that if we list it in the transportation master plan and we don't list it in the code, it reduces the chance of error. I won't go through all of the different changes, but I think that a lot of the changes through these rest of these other parts are a lot of language cleanup, trying to make it read more simple, and just clearer for people to understand. So.
Great, well then we will...
Sorry, Mr. Chair, can I make one more
can.
clarification? We're talking about parking of trucks, and I think that it might be easy to say, well, what about pickup trucks? And under the state definition, pickup trucks are not a truck. It's a vehicle, it's a passenger vehicle. Under the state definition, trucks are essentially semi-truck trailers that are pulling large loads, or they're box trucks, these types of things. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that. I don't know if any council members had a question on that, but that's what we're referencing.
Well, we do have some questions for you.
Okay.
Councilmember Whitelock?
So mine isn't really a question, and it's really a idea for the mayor, because when I was reading this, I said, oh, interesting. It's unlawful for me to take that stuff over to Public Works on Dumpsters Day, unless I cover it. So maybe when we advertise dumpster days, we could also educate the public, because I would not have been happy if those guys pulled me over and told me I was breaking the law bringing my garbage to Public Works.
The people coming have been very good and had their loads covered, with the exception of someone who actually put it on a wagon and walked over with it, but I was not going to enforce that.
Well, I know my last load came in the back of my minivan, but the load before that might have been uncovered in the truck. So just maybe education, opportunity to educate.
Thank you. I'll start with you.
Councilmember Jacob.
Well, if it was a pickup truck, don't worry about it, it's not a truck, according to the.
Yeah.
So you're good. Just a quick thing, on 7312, you've got a Scrivener error, you need an it. Person may not park a truck, public street, unless it is all these things. So, yeah, unless is, and you're missing a pronoun, so just wanted to put that in there. You need an it, and I was just wanted to double check, make sure I was understanding this clearly. As long as any one of these A1 through 4s are met, the truck is legally parked, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
That's the way I read it. So as long as you are more than 15 feet from a fire hydrant or mailbox, 20 feet from a crosswalk, and 50 feet from a railroad crossing, you can be within 45 feet of an intersection.
No, you have to also be more than 45 feet from an intersection.
So those oars maybe need to be
I
ands?
see, yeah, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay, so we need an it and we need to change the oars to ands.
yes,
So if all those conditions are met, then you're legally parked.
yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great catch. Any other questions or pointing out of errors? Yeah, someone needs to. Any further questions or discussion on this? I believe then it sounds like we'll need to make a quick amendment to this, but I will open up to see if there is a motion. Yep, we'll open that to you, Mr. Council.
But I'll go ahead and make the motion, sure. So the rest of y'all can vote yes. I move to override. I don't think that's quite what I mean to say. I move to approve ordinance 2611, the proposed amendments to West Jordan City Code, changing all of the ors in 7312A to ands, and adding the word it after unless.
All right, I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Vice Chair Wignall.
I second, and thank you for pointing that out, Councilmember Jacob. My policy writing brain was malfunctioning, and I didn't know we could bring that up here, so lesson learned today. Thank you.
Okay, then I have a motion to approve with the amendments from Councilmember Jacob and a second from Vice Chair Wignall. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, we will go to Ms. Sloan for a vote.
Thank you. Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes?
Councilmember Lamb.
Yes.
The motion passes 7 in favor.
Great. And with that, I believe we're done with you, Mr. Boyce.
Can I make
Yes,
one
you
more
can.
comment
Sure.
on this one just before we kind of take it off the table?
Yes.
We're actually going to need to redo this because this says that you cannot, if we change all the ors to ands, which we just did on the fly, then you have to be unloading or loading the vehicle anytime you park a truck. That is one that has to be now met, as long with being more than 45 feet from an intersection, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think what happened initially was that there was so if you look at the legislative version, and I regret I didn't see this. So the two, I don't know, can we pull that back up, 7-3-12?
There you go.
So the bottom ones, 3 and 4, those were initially suggestions of the city engineer to add those in here for simplification. Initially, it was just the top two, right? So 1 and 2, and that would be a pretty simple or, right? Like you've got to be loading or unloading, or if you're not loading or unloading, you've got to be a certain distance away. I think that's a good or. to have in there. I think where we ran into the trouble there is that we started adding these other ones for clarification, but it is making it a bit more complex with how we're wording it.
Can I make a suggestion? I'd make
Certainly.
a suggestion that 2 be a 3-part number 2, 2A, 2B, and 2C with ands.
Yeah.
And then an or after number 1.
That'd be perfectly fine. Yeah.
So, procedurally, since we just passed this, as poorly written as it was poorly amended, written and amended,
Totally
I
fine.
take full credit for also being poorly written.
This is why we should never allow engineers to have input on anything.
Seriously, right? Or lawyers.
Probably true.
I was thinking not to throw a wrench in Bob's chairmanship any more than we already have, but I was thinking a motion to reconsider to bring it back up, and then we can.
Yep.
Okay, and then we can. So I will move to reconsider whatever ordinance we just passed. 2611.
I will second that. And then we need to vote on reconsidering. A roll call vote? Yep. All right.
Would you mind just, as I'm thinking about reconsidering kind of brings it back to the table. So I'm just wondering if you should add a date, or you want to reconsider it right
Yeah.
now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then you're just fine.
All right, then we will vote on reconsidering this right now.
Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
No.
Councilmember Whitelock.
It's only wrong if you don't want it. I'll say yes to reconsideration.
Vice Chair Wignall.
Yes.
The motion passes 6 in favor and 1 no by Councilmember Lamb.
All right, then I believe we're not done with you, Mr. Boyce, because our next one is our reconsideration of Ordinance 2611, proposed amendments to the West Jordan City Code, Title 7, Chapters 3 and 4, truck parking, with the grossly overrated amendments that were suggested by Councilmember Jacob. We will now open this up for a new discussion.
I would just move that we continue this till our next meeting so that we can make the changes, and then we can vote to pass it then.
Mr. Shelton, Councilmember Shelton.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah. I don't know why you guys have made my council chair so difficult, but thank you. Any discussion on this continuance? Hoping for none, we will go to a vote then from Ms. Sloan.
Chair Bador, can I have
Yes.
the motion said one more time, please?
We are, I believe,
Yeah.
we're moving to continue.
A motion to continue till our next regularly scheduled
We want to add a date?
council meeting.
Okay. Sorry, I got to get this straight. Thank you.
We will promise to be much quicker with it next time. All right, then with that, are we ready then for a vote, Ms. Sloan?
Yes.
Thank you.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yeah.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Okay.
Chair Bador.
Yes.
Yes.
The motion passes 7 in favor.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
I look forward to being here. Thank you.
All righty. Finally, we will move on to 7D. This is ordinance number 26-04. Amendments to parking lot materials, drainage standards, and related definitions in West Jordan City Code Title 13. And with that, we've got our own Mr. Larry Gardner.
Thank you, Chair Bador. For the benefit of Councilperson Wignall and Harris, this came to the council in December as an ordinance request amendment. And what the main purpose of the request is to clarify parking lot materials in all zones. We've had some issues in the past with requiring, well, where large, expansive industrial parking lots have been parking on gravel and storing materials on gravel, which really wasn't specifically allowed under the ordinance, and not parking on asphalt. But what we have done to clarify that is that we've added 3 definitions of what required parking is: parking for institutional use and parking for special events. And so the, excuse me, if you go to 13.12.6, that actually specifies parking requirements for specific uses. And it has single family, multifamily, you have to excuse me, industrial, commercial, public facilities, and agricultural areas. And like I said, it clarifies that and makes it much clearer for those zones on what they can do, because before it was, well, you need to asphalt your whole lot, and in some industrial areas that could be 10 acres of asphalt when it's really not needed. And so it can be a burden upon the property owner and the business user. And there also was a concern last meeting about a screening requirement in a residential zone, and that was 13.12.5E3. That was very confusing and mostly unenforceable, and so staff has made the decision to propose removal of that section from the ordinance. Do you have any questions of me?
Do we have any questions for Mr. Gardner? Councilmember Whitelock?
My question, Larry, and maybe it can't go here, but where we have a lot of problems is our multifamily housing complexes, and that they're charging for parking. Is there somewhere in here that we can say that when it's a required parking? So basically, I think it said 1.5 stalls for a 1-bedroom and 2.5 for a 2-bedroom. Is there somewhere in code that we can add that they're required to provide that 1 stall and they can't charge for it?
Yes, and we've, to throw our attorneys under the bus, we've run that under the legal flagpole, and I don't recall what the decision why we did not choose to enforce parking with it. Remember the one where we're going to put an ordinance in about not charging for multifamily parking.
Yeah, I think for now, the way we're dealing with it is in all development agreements for new developments, we include provisions that deal with it there. It's a little more difficult to deal with development that's already occurred, but at least for the new developments that have development agreements, we've been adding a special section in each agreement that deals with that issue.
Okay, it just seems so wrong that we require them to put it in, and then they charge rent plus the parking stall.
Becomes part of their rent, and and I didn't mean to throw our legal team under the bus, but we have discussed it. But there was a reason. I know there was another municipality that did that, and I think they were actually taken to court over it by, and I don't know, landlords have a lot of rights in Utah, and so, anyway.
Councilmember.
Mr. Chandler?
Sure. Just as a point of clarification, I believe that we've addressed that in the Good Landlord Agreement. We didn't codify it as part of the Good Landlord Program, but it is a provision in the agreement. I will confirm that though and follow up with you.
Councilmember Shelton.
That was going to be my question. Is I was going to ask, is this part of the good landlord? And if not, we need to do that because it's burdening city streets. It's burdening residents who live around these developments, these apartment buildings specifically, and so I look forward to addressing that.
Councilmember Jacob.
Hi, you're gonna like this one, I promise. Larry's gonna be smiling any minute now. Okay, maybe not. On the page that we have up right now, on lines, 256, this is paragraph 4 in section A, specifies that for single-family and duplex uses, the gravel has to be a minimum 3/4 inch or larger gravel mix. However, if you go to the next page, agricultural uses just says it can be paved or gravel of any size. I'm wondering if there's virtue to 3/4 inch gravel over other size gravel and why that applies in certain zones only.
I don't know if 3/4 inch gravel is any more virtuous than its smaller but that section, as you recall, was basically a holdover from the 2000 ordinance that was approved in West Jordan City. And, you know, I imagine it could be any size of gravel you wanted. However, that was just complete cut and paste from the previous ordinance. So that's my excuse.
And I have to confess, I don't read the red parts as carefully as the blue parts, so that's just, that could be on me. Just wondering if there was a reason that agricultural uses didn't have to be 3/4 inch, but single-family uses did.
Yeah, a lot of agricultural uses for lanes and travel around buildings will use road base because it's more cost effective than gravel. So.
All right, that's all I got for you so far. We'll see if I find anything else.
Your time will be running out soon. Councilmember Shelton.
One question about groundwater overlay. Is that what it's called?
Drinking water source protection overlay.
Could you address where that is? I missed it.
It's largely in West Jordan City, in our industrial area, mostly around, is it station?
I mean, where it is in the code.
Where does it occur?
Where is it in the code and have you made any changes to it?
It's not in this. It's a separate ordinance overlay zone that protects our drinking water source overlay.
So I know it needs to be a non-permeable surface. And in those large industrial lots, I mean, we're trying to save them money and if they have to overlay 10 acres in asphalt because they're parking trucks on a very large lot, I guess there's nothing we can do to help those users, right?
If it's in a drinking water source protection overlay, then not only is the city obligated to protect the drinking water, but we are also under the watchful eye of the state of Utah because they don't want wells contaminated with oils, fluids, and that type of
So
thing.
they can't just put a pan under the truck and call it good?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have any other further questions? All right, seeing none, I will look for a motion.
Okay.
Councilmember Whitelock.
I'll move to approve ordinance number 26-04, amendments to the parking lot materials, drainage standards, and related definitions.
I'll second.
All right, Councilmember Wignall seconding. So I have a motion to approve from Councilmember Whitelock and a second from Vice Chair Wignall. Any further discussion on this before we vote? Seeing none, we will go to Ms. Sloan for a vote.
Vice Chair Wignall,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitelock,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacob,
No.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Chair Bador,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
That motion passes 6-1 with the no from Councilmember Jacob.
All right, thank you. And that will finish up our business items. We will now move on to our reports to council. We'll first hear from Mr. Alan Anderson for the council office report.
Thank you, Chair, Council. A couple weeks ago, all the department heads met in a budget meeting to kind of talk about the budget and kind of what the expectations were, and it was mentioned during employee retention that our office twice now has hit 67% retention, which is really high. Or, well, it's low, is what I mean. It's low. Sadly, Warren Hallmark, who's our policy analyst, this Friday will be his last day working. What's that?
So it's his fault?
Well, that's why I'm going to get dinged again at the next budget meeting with 67% police. Police are above 90, fire's above 90, and the council office is at 67 twice now in 6 years. Oh, it doesn't, yeah, I'm going to have to, maybe council can take some from his budget, but, so Friday will be Warren's last day. The job, I'm revamping it a little bit with HR, should be hopefully posted later this week. We will, we'll have the position open for about 2 weeks. We'll do interviews, so it's probably going to be 6 weeks or so before we have another policy analyst that'll be here. The panel that will help when we get to the interviews will consist, and I haven't asked Josh this, but he's done it the last couple of times, but it'll be Josh Chandler and Denise Steck and Scott Langford and Marie Majors with communications and myself, and we'll interview the candidates when that happens. The thing when Josh, now I will say the first policy analyst left the city and works for another organization. Warren is just moving 2 doors down, so he'll still be here at the city. But when Josh Chandler was explaining the position and he asked if I needed anything, I said there's 2 things that I would like. Number one, I would like him to assist prepping for the March 24th. Cindy's on vacation this week. And so we're kind of tight right now staff-wise. So I've just asked for his help to prepare for next council meeting. March will be Ms. Quick and myself. And then I've asked him to finish out the rest of the youth council. So that would be February, March, April, May. And then we'll have the youth council report to you, and he'll be involved with that. And Mr. Chandler said that would be okay. It's typically an hour once a month in the evening. And Warren has agreed to do that. And I just want to say it's been a real pleasure to have him in the council office. He's done a lot of stuff, and I wish I could mention all of it, but I know the night is late. But I want this to be recorded so that he can take the Swagat link and put it in his Google Doc, and when his kids graduate high school, he'll know what his former boss said about him. But he has cleaned up the website for the council office. He's added a lot of graphics and click-throughs to the website. I don't know if you've noticed the pictures that are now hanging up on the wall. That was an idea from Councilmember Shelton, and Warren found those frames that we can hang them up there. He has figured out quite a bit of the back end of PrimeGov and been able to edit a lot of the documents behind the scenes and the workflows that the staff uses and kind of West Jordanify it. Kept our social media going, communicates very well with the residents when they send their emails. He's done a lot, and he's going to be missed. And I will hire someone that I'm sure another department will want to recruit in a couple of years so I can have 67% retention again.
You mean you'll train another?
I'll train another, yeah, I'll train another agency or another department employee, but that's good. They have the Alan Anderson Council Office touch as they move on. Warren will be the risk manager for the city, replacing Dell. And I hope I'm not taking your thunder, Josh or Mayor, but he's leaving the council office branch and he's going over to the executive branch.
Council, I have great news. We found a very qualified employee to join the team in the legal department. So we're excited to have Warren working as our new risk manager in the city. He's going to do a very good job.
I don't believe the council approved this, so I don't know why we're even talking about it.
But
Why
that
you
is-
would want to go to be Mr. No Fun is beyond me.
Yeah, so I don't know if he wants to say something, if he'd like to, but that's all I have from our office.
Only
Mr.
that
Hallmark.
I appreciate working with you, elected officials and the mayor, and working with you all in a different capacity moving forward. Thrilled to be staying in West Jordan more than anything, so looking forward to the new adventure. Thank you.
Mr. Hallmark, do you know how to say the word yes?
Yes.
I hope you're able to use that occasionally.
I look forward to figuring that out.
Again, we did not approve any of this, so until we do, it's not legal. Anything else, Mr. Anderson?
No, that's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Great. We will then move on to Mr. Corbin Lee for our CAO report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just wanted to let you know, as mentioned prior, the Jordan Valley Aqueduct is down for maintenance right now. We have been running our wells and getting our water from Jordan Valley at other locations. It's been great, and everything's been operating fine, and we've received no comments or questions from the public. That's all I have tonight.
All right, then. Well, we went smooth and quick at the end. I really look forward to 2 weeks from now to see how we top all of this. But on that, we will move on to our consent items, where we'll see if we approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Good. We just get a report on that. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Then I believe with that, we can draw an end to this meeting. I close this council meeting and adjourn.